In the past few hours, numerous comments and speculations have emerged regarding the recent performance of Ferrari. Within the world of Formula One, it is rather common to hear talk of so-called mysterious problems, especially when these issues involve the Maranello-based team. During the Hungarian Grand Prix, held at the Hungaroring circuit, in the second half of the race, Charles Leclerc lost the opportunity to fight for the race victory due to a series of performance-related issues. Therefore, it becomes important and quite logical to clarify the various existing theories and to explain the reasoning behind discarding some of them. While there are plenty of opinions circulating in the paddock and among fans, it is necessary to correct and deny some inaccurate claims that have gained traction. First and foremost, it is essential to clarify that during the entire duration of the Hungarian Grand Prix, Ferrari experienced several problems of different nature and origin, which did not stem from a single root cause. Furthermore, the full and definitive truth might not even be entirely known by the Maranello-based team at this moment. It is important to remember that behind the scenes, dozens of engineers work tirelessly to monitor and analyze telemetry data in real time using various sensors placed on the car. These sensors, however, did not detect anything out of the ordinary during the race weekend. It should also be pointed out that, in order to complete the full race distance of around 300 kilometers, the Formula One cars are made as light as possible. Consequently, they are not equipped with the complete and extensive sensor arrays used during free practice sessions. Several telemetry channels that are considered non-essential or deemed to be of lower priority are removed for weight-saving purposes. Additionally, as soon as the race ends, the car is immediately taken into Parc Ferme, the secure post-race area where the technical staff and race engineers begin the detailed examinations required by the regulations. One of the first theories revolves around the tire pressures used by Ferrari, as reported by certain well-informed sources within the paddock at the Hungaroring. This is a technical aspect worth analyzing in detail, as it is a critical parameter for tire management. Tires are one of the most important performance factors in Formula One, and their proper use is crucial to maximizing competitiveness on the track. Raising tire pressure leads to a faster activation of the rubber compound, meaning that the tire reaches its optimal temperature window more quickly. This characteristic could have been helpful to Charles Leclerc after his pit stop, when he rejoined the race with cold tires and with Oscar Piastri closely following behind him, looking eager to overtake the Monegasque driver. On the other hand, there are various trade-offs to consider in such a situation. An increase of just 1 psi in tire pressure can result in a decrease in grip of around 1–2%, according to engineering estimates. This reduction occurs because raising the pressure reduces the tire's contact patch, which is the area of rubber in contact with the track surface. We are therefore discussing an extremely sensitive and delicate parameter, one that could partly explain the significant drop in race pace that Charles Leclerc experienced from lap 40 of the Hungarian Grand Prix onwards. Furthermore, when the contact patch is smaller, the tire surface tends to overheat more easily, which complicates thermal management of the compound, a crucial element at the Hungaroring circuit, a track known for its twisty layout and limited overtaking opportunities. So why would the Ferrari team make such a decision? It certainly would not have been with the intention of damaging or compromising the race performance of their driver from Monte Carlo. Each tire set can be inflated to a specific pressure level, within a range permitted by the supplier Pirelli. The track conditions on race day were cooler compared to the average temperatures of the 2025 Formula One season, and the hard compound tire, clearly the most challenging to manage among the 3 available compounds, was particularly difficult to bring into the optimal operating range. This is the core of the reasoning behind such a setup choice. Assuming that Ferrari made a slight pressure adjustment, the decision was likely aimed at improving tire activation and usability during the early laps of the stint. Moreover, it must be emphasized that this entire discussion is being presented in a somewhat exaggerated manner, as any pressure increase implemented by the team would have been minimal, carefully calculated to strike a balance between potential benefits and the drawbacks such a change might involve. This theory connects closely to the tire pressure discussion mentioned above. Many commentators have suggested that the increased tire pressure may have been aimed at improving protection for the car's floor. Let's explain what that means. The Ferrari SF-25 has consistently struggled with issues related to ride height, although recent developments have helped reduce the problem. When the car is too close to the reference plane, it causes excessive wear on the wooden plank located underneath the car, which the FIA uses to monitor legality. According to estimates provided by experienced Formula One engineers, a 1 psi increase in tire pressure can raise the car's ride height by approximately 1 to 1.5 millimeters. However, based on the data collected through conversations with those within the F1 paddock, such an increase would only lift the car by around 1 millimeter in reality. Moreover, it must be said that with Pirelli's white-marked hard compound tires, this effect would be even smaller, due to the specific structure and working characteristics of that tire compound. In any case, a decision like this would be made before the start of the race, not during the final stint when the car is running with a much lower fuel load. By that point in the race, any potential damage would have already been done and would be irreversible. Furthermore, if you listen carefully to all the onboard radio communications between Charles Leclerc and his race engineer Brian Bozzi, there are no specific or repeated instructions asking him to avoid using the curbs, which is something teams often do when they are concerned about the plank wear. The absence of such messages is telling. The final point in this analysis comes directly from Charles Leclerc himself, who raised the question after the Hungarian Grand Prix ended. At the time, however, the Ferrari team did not yet have enough detailed data to speak with full confidence or to confirm the issue he raised. In addition, almost at the same time, team principal Frederic Vasseur did not mention the car's chassis when talking about the problems encountered by Charles Leclerc. A typical chassis problem would involve a small crack or structural fault, which does not appear to be the case in the situation that unfolded in Budapest. The general handling characteristics of the Ferrari SF-25 remained unchanged throughout the race. It is also worth noting that if the chassis of car number 16 is not replaced at the next race in the Netherlands at the Zandvoort circuit, it would serve as confirmation that the problem he experienced during the Hungarian Grand Prix was not related to the chassis at all. As mentioned earlier, even a minor structural issue would likely result in a noticeable imbalance in the car's behavior and balance, something that clearly did not occur in this case. After the conclusion of the summer break, we should have more clarity and insight into the situation and whether there were any underlying problems that the Maranello team had not yet publicly addressed. As always in Formula One, every technical decision can have far-reaching consequences on race performance. While many factors come into play during a Grand Prix weekend, even the smallest adjustments can make the difference between success and missed opportunity. With the season continuing to unfold, all eyes remain on Ferrari as they work to optimize every detail in pursuit of stronger results after the summer break, as the focus will also shift to the preparations for the 2026 Formula One Championship.